Our story today comes from the south of England in Cornwall. There is a village called Mousehold. It has been a fishing village for thousands of years, and 700 years ago, the local fishermen built a seawall from large boulders found on the cliffside to shelter their village from the large sea storms that battered the cliffs. To keep their fishing boats safe in the harbour during these storms, they left a tiny hole in the wall for the boats to come in and out. It was so small, the local fishermen called it a mouse hole, and soon the whole village was known as Mousehole, but the locals pronounced it Mousehole. The storms were atrocious along the coastline and often lasted for days. I want to tell you the story of Tom, who lived in Mousehole 600 years ago. He was a fisherman, and he lived in a little white cottage right on the seaside. He had a little cat, and his name was Mouser. And Mouser and Tom lived together. The winter had been very cold and very stormy. It was 3 weeks to Christmas. The storms were so bad that none of the fishermen could take their boats out into the Atlantic to fish. But the village was running out of food. Leaving his cat at home with some dried fish and a little candle in the window, Tom moved down to the harbour, got into his sailboat, and sailed out through the Mousehold into that stormy, stormy sea. The next morning, his neighbours noticed his boat was missing, and they knew that Tom had gone out to find fish. Each day, the villagers watched for Tom's return. 5 days, 10 days, 20 days. Where was Tom? The storm was still raging beside the sea wall. That night, the villagers all got together and said, "We must help Tom to get back to harbour. Tonight, when it is dark, everyone will stay indoors, light their candle, and put it in the window. The boys and girls will help their mums, and the dads will take their lanterns and stand down near the seawall." Everybody helped. The night was dark, there was no moon, and you couldn't see the stars. Everybody made sure that their candles kept on burning. At midnight, just before Christmas, shining their lights, they saw Tom's boat work its way through the Mousehole and into the safety of the bay. Their candles shone like stars in the sky as Tom anchored his boat. Boys and girls, Tom went out in the storm because he loved his friends and neighbours. He knew it would be a dangerous trip, but he knew he could find the food they needed. Because his friends and neighbours loved Tom, they wanted to share in his mission. Each small candle in every window together made a magnificent light show that shone out through the Mousehole and lit the whole bay. He did not let them down. His boat was full of fish. Jesus told his friends, who were fishermen, "You are the light of the world. When you light your candle, let it shine for everyone to see." I'm going to light my candle now, and I'm going to give you some glow sticks, and we're going to see if we can make a wonderful light here. Come over here closely.